Hello, hello. My name is Tessa Snow,
And I'm Jessica Lee.
and together we are your students' language arts teachers for 7th grade co-taught language arts.
Yeah, and you may be wondering, what is co-taught language arts? And co-teaching is basically two teachers working together. We're planning and teaching at the same time and assessing every student and making sure that everyone is being supported.
Yep. So our goal is to have high differentiation, so every different type of learner in the classroom is able to be reached with the content. We look forward to working with you and your student. For email communication, we will always CC each other in the email. And if you could please send emails to both of us, that would be much appreciated, just so we're always all on the same page. We look forward to the school year ahead, and please never hesitate to reach out with questions. On your screen is a brief overview of our learning throughout the school year in 7th grade language arts. While some units may be shifted around time-wise a bit, this is at minimum what we'll learn. Depending on pacing, we might be able to plug in an additional unit or two also. Let's get started with Unit 1. We've already started Unit 1 in class. We're focusing on students' identity and the identity of others through reading short stories, poetry, and watching multimedia presentations. Unit 2 will be our first novel study of the school year. We will read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton and dig deep in the text for character development, themes, and symbols. Unit 2 and 3 really merge quite nicely together as Unit 3's expository writing. We'll pull quotes from The Outsiders, and we will focus on the theme, character development, and symbols in those quotes, and analyze the quotes themselves. In Unit 4, students will bring in their knowledge from 7th grade Washington State history to language arts as they read a Native American novel. Students will be able to pick from a handful of novels written by Native Americans, some which are local to Washington. They'll be placed in small groups based on the novel they select. And each week, the group will read a section of the text. They'll have a specific role and then have a discussion on the novel. Depending on their role, they'll bring a unique aspect to the discussion. For instance, one person will be discussion director, where they'll think about the questions that the group will discuss. Another person will be the character captain, and they'll analyze key character traits throughout the chunk of reading. Each week, students will rotate roles, and there's about 6 roles to rotate through. Unit 5 is narrative writing. In past years, students have created a This I Believe essay, which allows students to consider their own beliefs and those of others. Unit 6 is Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes, which will be another novel study that students will tackle as a class. We will look at race in America, both historically and in present day. Throughout the year, students will also read self-selected novels, and I will get more into that. So in language arts, while we're going to read a few books as a class, we also want to encourage students to read books about time periods, genres, character types that speak to their own interests. This is why we also encourage independent reading. Students will read books of their choice, and then each trimester they'll have a project based on that book. For instance, trimester 1, students have 2 options. They can either review the book by considering if the book was a mirror or window, mirror meaning they saw their own identity in the book, or window meaning they saw the identity of others in the novel, or creating a unique expression of the text. In past years, I've had students create movie trailers, art pieces. I had a student create like a reenactment play of the book. So they allow different creative expressions of the novels that students read. Students will be provided time in class each week to read their self-selected novel, but are also encouraged to read the novel outside of class. I am part of a group of pilot teachers who are implementing grading for equity practices within our classrooms at IMS. Therefore, my gradebook will reflect these new practices as shown on the screen. Part of these practices is standards-based grading. There's more information on standards-based grading in a video titled G4E, which stands for Grading for Equity. Something I'd really like to stress is this standards-based grading is a 4-point grading system. However, the 3 is proficient. So the 3 signals that your student's demonstrating an understanding of the standard and has met the complexities of the standard. So a 3 means really that your student is doing exactly what they need to do to show their understanding of the standard. However, our gradebook Skyward calculates traditional percentages. So a 3 will show as a 75%. Please, 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 please ignore that percentage because it's very misleading for what your student is actually showing their understanding. They're showing that they understand it and their learning is not at a 75%. It is at proficiency. The last item I would like to stress is late work. I do accept late work that is current to the trimester. The student will want to turn in the assignment to Schoology. However, on Schoology, there's a late work ticket. Students will want to use the free school printers to print this late work ticket. And the ticket asks the student really to fill out what the assignment is, when it was due, when they turned it in, why it was late, and then requires a guardian signature. This late work ticket, they'll then, once it's signed by their guardian, they'll bring it to school and turn it into the late work bin. This late work ticket really serves as a piece of communication between the student, guardians, and language arts teacher. So when I see a late work ticket in the late work bin with a parent signature or guardian signature, I'll know to go on to Skyward, provide feedback for that assignment, and enter in a 1 through 4 into Skyward. Without a late work ticket being turned into the late work ticket bin, I will have no idea that the late assignment was turned in. So this is a really important component to turn in a late work ticket with late assignments. Thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Our emails are listed on this slide. We look forward to partnering with you and your student and for the school year ahead of us.